what do you think the biggest challenge of the PhD students?
Biggest challenge for PhD students today is to, in Italy at least, to write a good thesis in a short time, to find an interesting topic, to develop investigative skills, and to be able to communicate to the external. And that's it.
Okay.
I work on applied economics of education and labor economics. In particular, my first paper is about the labor market outcomes of university graduates. In particular, I want to answer the following research question. I want to see if there is a causal effect of different grading standards on the labor market outcomes, that is wages and employment of university graduates. So I think this is good for society because it has policy implications in the sense that it will be possible to, for example, increase returns from education just by asking universities to change grading standards. And this is also important to me because I think that education is one of the main roads in order to decrease inequality, and also because I like to do economic research, and I don't know anything else I can do and like better than this. And I don't know, I still have time. Okay. So if I have time, this is an important topic for Italy because there are in Italy all the university titles are evaluated in the same way, but there are large differences in grading standards across universities and departments. So it's difficult to have
Okay.
time.
Now is the time.
From the values.
For the group, please.
Okay.
Not for me.
I wrote interesting because somebody told me that the presentation was interesting. I think my research topic is interesting. So, and also focused, but this is just endogenous to the fact that I'm a second year PhD student. So I already have a clear focus of my research, while of course first year students have not. On the other side, maybe my presentation lacks confidence because I'm not really a very good public speaker, and organization because probably I'm a confused person, and if I don't have a lot of time to prepare, maybe I'm not able to give a proper presentation, putting everything in the right order and these kind of things.
I'm Gloria from Ghana, so I want to look at something in health. So I just want to assess, not particularly assess, but to look at the role of reproductive health in development in terms of Ghana. And I particularly chose reproductive health because health is broad, but then I have to focus on this reproductive health because I think looking at the definition for reproductive health, we are looking at just people within, if it's about men, 14 to 59 years, and the women is also from 15 to 49 years. So they have a direct impact on their productivity, and they are the active labor force, and so they have a direct impact on productivity and economic growth and then development. So that's why I decided to choose the reproductive health. And my main hypothesis is that from economic theory, we've seen that human capital, or let's say health, has an impact on development and then growth. So I just want to assess if it has a direct impact on growth and development in Ghana's case. And then I also think the third one, it will be able to, the society will be able to develop, proactive measures in dealing with health-related problems, because as a developing country, we have come up with so many policies, and in fact, when you do an assessment of some of these policies, they have failed in achieving their targets. So I believe doing a comprehensive work on this area will help us to be able to develop such proactive measures. Then, for me to be able to sharpen my knowledge on issues relating to health, and then issues concerning development. Thank you. Okay, so I also start from the values. I had confidence, and I'm surprised myself because usually anytime I'm presenting, inwardly I'm very tense, so I'm surprised to see this, and I think it's a good class for me. And I even think I still have to develop on the confidence aspect too. Then on the issues to develop, I wrote the usefulness of the topic. So I think I have to send my message clear. Make sure I am very elaborate on the importance or the usefulness of the topic when I'm writing. And also to stay focused, because I know I'm not focused at all in terms of the exact thing I want to do. And that is one thing I had to know from the continuing students, and I guess I have to be very focused on the topic.
I'm working on monetary policy effectiveness in developing countries. When you review the targets of most monetary policies in developing countries, you realize that most of them has not achieved their target. And particularly because the models that they use are basically based on the one in advanced country, and realize that the advanced country models are based on effective financial intermediaries, which is not very accurate when it comes to developing country. Most of the financial sector, we have shadow financial sector. So what I want to do is just to develop a model that is appropriate for the developing context, particularly taking into consideration the informal sector, so that it will aid effectiveness of policy. Basically, the reason why I'm doing this is because I just want to come out with a rule for implementing monetary policy in developing countries so as to enhance it. And for me personally, I think able to achieve this will enhance my knowledge in monetary policy and also financial sector. That's why I chose. Values, I think I also possess some level of confidence when it comes to, probably because I'm able to talk very well in public and also have command capacity. But on the things to develop, I think I have to have a command over my topic, especially the thing that I have to do. I have to streamline it and have so that I can be able to send my message across to audience to understand me perfectly. Basically, that is what I have to do.
We're here in this PhD program, which is in economics, in which we were taught and we study topics on economics at macro and micro level, both theory and applied methods. My research field is media economics, which I think is a very important argument for our society, since media are one of the pillars of democracy. So studying all the issues about how they are structured in the market and which are the main problems that can arise can be a good insight to know when media is health and when media is not health. Mm-hmm. So when we have problem for our democracy, for example. I choose this subject both because it is in microeconomics, which is the field I like, and both because it relates to political sciences, which is the subject I came from, because I did political science in my bachelor. My thesis now is structured into two papers. One which analyze media market as a two-sided market, and one which relates media to the political process and to election. I study all the peculiar features of media markets, so how the market is organized, if it's a monopoly, a oligopoly, or there is free competition, and how this market reacts to changes, for example, to increasing competition or to changes in the policy rule or in other features. So how this can affect the quality of content and the type of content that are provided in it. As value, I think that due to the fact that I have the PhD, I have an overall understanding of the subject and I'm focused since part of the work is done. And to be developed, maybe self-confidence in presentation and to be more calm when I'm presenting. So specular with respect to the one-year students that are confident but they lack in focus.
Okay, thank you.
I'm from Spain and I would like to work in public economics. Particularly, I would like to see to analyze income inequality, and the question or the main hypothesis I would like to answer is how to reduce income inequality in society through the policy implementation. And why is it important, or why do I think it is important? The PhD, it's to improve the society and try to solve the problems we have. Well, finally, for me, personally, the PhD is a challenge. And well, I would like to do it to see if I'm able to do it, and also because I would like to work in the future in research because I like it and I like to learn. On the values, I got motivation, meaning that I really like the research, the area of the work. And then to improve that I need to focus on the topic I would like to do for my PhD, and also the presentation skills to improve my English.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not really still sure about the topic of my thesis. By the way, my interest goes to international trade. I like firms. I would like to understand how they interact with each other. Maybe also I would like to consider something about environmental impact. That is something that nowadays it's quite interesting. And yes, I think that I would like to analyze this topic at maybe at the European level. I don't say the Italian level because I'm not sure about the data. But then, of course, it's something that it's interesting also, I think, in a political point of view, because, of course, government cares. For example, in Italy, we have a lot of problems about export activity and so on. I choose to attend this PhD because of course, it's also for me it's a challenging. It's something that I want to see if I'm able to do this. And then, of course, I like this way of working. I think that it's a good environment, and I would like to be part of it. Yes.
Thank you.
Values. Also, even if I've not a clear idea, I think that it's good if someone is able to share his ideas in a positive way to have a feedback. And then for sure to develop, as concerned my PhD, to focus better for sure, And then I think I should have more confidence when I have to speak in public.
I'm from Milan. My PhD is about macrofinance, which is a new discipline which is on the boundary between macroeconomics and finance, in particular the analysis of financial markets. My main research question is about how financial markets can affect macroeconomic policies and in particular the monetary policies. I've done in my master thesis a first strand of this research question that I would like to continue during my PhD, and I've assessed how in this particular crisis framework